you've really got to see this place. So we want to bring campus to you. Welcome to your personal tour of Denison. Denison sits atop a hill, the hill as we like to call it, and views from here are pretty spectacular. This is all Denison. 2,300 students call Denison home. They come from all across the country and all around the world. We're a global campus whose diverse student body makes Denison feel even bigger, with so many backgrounds, experiences, hometowns, and stories in one place. There's so much opportunity here. Cool lab spaces, beautiful campus quads, locally grown food in our dining halls, a big city nearby, arts events, championship athletic teams, and social spaces to unwind and relax. But we'll get to all that. First, the basics. Let's start our tour at the heart of campus, the academic quad. Denison's campus is set up like a compass, with academics, the heart of everything we do, at its center. Academic Quad is the site of our involvement fair every fall, a great time for new students to dive into our co-curricular opportunities, from club sports and service organizations to Greek life and arts groups. Academic Quad is also the spot where you'll sit and have lunch with roommates between classes. On occasion, you'll spot a cute college cliche too, like friends tossing a frisbee or a hacky sack, students swarming around a friendly dog, or the kinds of conversations between students and professors that really make the Denison difference. A-Quad, as we like to call it, was recently revamped to provide more seating and social areas for students. It's a great place that students use throughout the year, and at Denison, we're lucky to experience all 4 seasons. Slater Union is our student hub, and you're going to spend a lot of time here. This is the place where students can grab a quick bite or a daily dose of caffeine at the coffee bar, swing by their mailbox and the mailroom for packages, and shop for textbooks, t-shirts, and other supplies from the bookstore. The Denison Film Society shows movies on the 4th floor on weekends, and the space offers some great study spots. The 3rd floor often hosts concerts, plus it's never a bad idea to grab some late-night grub at the Nest. Student development is housed in Slater too. This includes campus leadership and involvement and the offices of Multicultural Student Affairs and Gender and Sexuality. Having them in Slater on A-Quad means these resources and the staff are always available to students. Slater is also home to the Red Frame Lab, our spot on campus to encourage design thinking and entrepreneurship. And we have a team of full-time coaches to help in both of these areas. This space is visited especially by students interested in business, but any student can use the lab to work with the staff or make use of the big whiteboards and stacks of Post-it notes. The Red Frame Lab also sponsors an event called Remix, where alumni and student entrepreneurs come together to share and shape ideas. Next door to Slater is the Burton D. Morgan Center, another student hub of sorts, but more for the things students may want to do beyond Denison. Global Studies is housed here. That's the office responsible for helping students study abroad. Also in Burton Morgan is the Knowlton Center for Career Exploration. You'll likely spend a lot of time here. Our Career Center is defined by the idea of exploration. The Knowlton Center has developed programs for all students, from internships in New York City, Chicago, nearby Columbus, and beyond, to networking with our alumni and helping students develop workplace skills that employers want. And yes, they do all the usual stuff like resume building, interview prep, and more. Even better, Knowlton provides individual career coaches who focus in specific areas. In the backyard of Burton Morgan and Slater is a beautiful green space with a great view of North Quad. This is the Campus Common. Its official name is the Reese Shackelford Common, and it is the site for campus-wide cookouts, ice cream socials, the ceremony for first-year students, senior week activities, plus way more. You start your time at Denison on this patch of grass and spend some of your last and best moments as a senior in the same spot. But day to day, you'll find students just hanging out here with friends, eating food from Slater, enjoying the sun, and even building snowmen in the colder months. The circular benches provide a perfect space for professors to host outdoor lectures. The Academic Quad houses most of our classrooms, IT services, and a 24-hour computer lab, not to mention the Academic Resource Center, which offers complimentary tutors and assistance in any area. The Writing Center offers help as students get adjusted to college writing expectations. We also have the First Year Office, an entire staff dedicated to making sure a student's first year on campus is the best it can be. And these are just some of the offices and resources that support students at Denison. From the outside, you might not guess that our library has 7 floors, but you'll find that you can't always judge a book by its cover. The inside of Doane Library is a lot bigger than it seems. There are designated areas for talkative group work and others for hunkering down in the silence of the stacks. With amazing resource librarians trained to help you with your specific field of study, you are sure to have the best material at the tips of your fingers. And the main reason you're in college? Your classes. At Denison, we're proud of our 9-to-1 student-faculty ratio. Our average class size is 19, and nearly all classes are under 30. We know these smaller classes lead to great discussions and help students find mentors in the faculty. And mentorship is a big deal around here. You'll be challenged and championed all along the way. We don't have many lectures and focus more on discussion-based classes, so from the start, students are in charge of their own learning. As a liberal arts school, things are pretty interdisciplinary, and you'll take a class in most of our academic buildings. That might include People and the Environment in Barney Davis, Global Commerce 101 in Fellows, Psychology of Music in Knapp, or Economics in the Developing World in Higley. Basically, you'll get a chance to dip your toes in a bunch of different subjects. Let's talk about science. The west end of A-Quad houses our science buildings. Some of our lab spaces for science students are found right here in Ebaugh for chemistry and biochemistry, Talbot, the home of biology, and Olin, which holds physics, astronomy, computer science, math, and geoscience. The labs at Denison are impressive, with state-of-the-art equipment and professors that provide small group instruction. Ebaugh, for example, has 6 lab spaces alone and a bunch of equipment that's hard to pronounce, but pretty cool nonetheless. At Denison, there are TAs to help with lab setup and provide a different perspective, but it's always the professors in the classroom who lead. Let's leave academic quad for a bit. First, food. There are dining halls to both the east and the west of A-Quad. Curtis on West Quad is the go-to for lunch. On the other side of campus is Huffman, the dinner pick for students living on this side of the hill. Both have great options that change every day, with a special station that caters to students with allergies and dietary restrictions, plus a staff that we love and consider family. How will you live? We have living spaces on all 4 quads surrounding Academic Quad, and students live on campus all 4 years. Our residential campus creates a community that feels like family. This is East Quad. While East Quad has a lot of quintessential college double rooms, living spaces get more varied as students progress through their 4 years at Denison. There are suite-style rooms for 4 to 6 people, many with a common space and a private bathroom, and seniors generally find themselves in apartments, like our newest addition, Silverstein Hall. Denisonians of all years spend a lot of time on East Quad's lawn when the weather is nice, doing homework on a picnic blanket, setting up hammocks, and tossing a football. At night, you can grab a milkshake from East Quad's late-night coffee house, the Bandersnatch. It's run by students and known for something called a snaggle. That's one you'll have to try for yourself. Denison students are social and spend their time coming together on campus in typical hangout spots like residential hall common areas, some of the senior apartments, and outdoor quad spaces. And in the fall of 2019, we opened our newest social space called Moon Hall, or the Moonies. The name pays homage to the Sunnies, students' nickname for the senior apartments on Sunset Hill Drive. With the Moonies' 4 different halls that can cater to all sorts of events, parties, and community gatherings, this student design space is a hub for social life on the hill. Let's head to North Quad. Big Red Athletics are at home just down the north side of the hill. Inside Mitchell Athletic Center, you'll find a 200-meter indoor track, 4 tennis courts, squash courts, an Olympic-sized pool, gyms, and more. Denison has a winning tradition. We lead the North Coast Athletic Conference in all sports trophies and have more than 150 conference titles. Our student athletes are just that, students first and leaders on the court and in our campus community and classrooms. Whether you're on the field or in the stands, the Big Red spirit is contagious. With more than 40 club and intramural athletic organizations, free classes like cycling and yoga, the Crown Fitness Center, and classrooms for our health, exercise, and sports studies department, the Athletic Center has a lot going on. Need a refresh after your workout? Just head to the smoothie bar on the first floor. Beyond the Athletic Center is our 360-acre biological reserve, great for hiking and an open-air biology class. Plus, tucked just a mile off campus to the north is the Homestead, an environmentally friendly living space complete with beautiful gardens, chickens, and home-style family meals that everyone is invited to. Now let's jump up and over the hill across A Quad to our art departments on South Quad. If you're interested in studio art or art history, the Bryant Arts Center provides exhibition, studio, classroom, performance, practice, and social spaces for the arts and the entire campus community. In Bryant, every wall is a canvas, and from ceramics to printmaking, the space is always alive with creativity. Studio art majors have their own designated workspace as upperclassmen, plus an entire gallery dedicated to student work. Classes, majors, professors, and the community all come together in Bryant to celebrate yet another area where Denison thrives, the arts. Just to the east of Bryant is the Cinema House, where students get the unique chance to produce work using HD, 4K, and 6K cameras, but also have the opportunity to shoot their projects on 16mm and 35mm film, a true rarity in undergraduate programs. Having offered a major in film since the late 1960s, Denison is one of only a handful of small universities where cinema is a standalone department and major. The Cinema House features a 50-seat screening room, an extensive inventory of production equipment, and an editing suite with 5K Retina iMac workstations. Additional workstations are located next door to the Cinema House in the state-of-the-art Mulberry Intermedia Experience Lab. The Mix Lab is a digital media teaching facility with tools to help artists explore the intersections of their disciplines. The crown jewel of South Quad, Denison's newest addition, is the Michael D. Eisner Center for the Performing Arts, a home for theater, music, and dance, including something pretty exclusive to Denison, a bluegrass music concentration. With classrooms, a great stage, recital spaces, as well as set, prop, and costume shops, the Denison Museum, a recording studio, plus the most comfortable couches on campus, Eisner's facilities match the great work our performing arts students are producing. By housing all the performing arts under one roof, we've created a space for collaborating and creating phenomenal productions. From writing the scripts and stage direction, to building the set and operating lights on opening night, not to mention their actual sold-out performances, students are responsible for some productions from start to finish. Eisner's front doors open to the village of Granville. Let's head there next. Our happy little home on the hill overlooks this idyllic village with its small art shops and galleries, restaurants boasting local foods, and the best frozen custard you've ever had. Granville has a great weekly farmers market too. Students like to head down the hill for a bite to eat, a scoop of custard, or to pet some friendly neighborhood dogs. And Granville residents often come up to campus for sport and arts events, and some even join us in our classrooms and serve as mentors and friends. Looking for that big city feel? At Denison, we can give you the best of both worlds. We're just 25 minutes from Ohio's capital of Columbus, the 14th largest city in the U.S., and that means that Denison students can take advantage of all sorts of opportunities. A great local music scene, our international airport with university shuttles, art museums to visit on the weekends, and the occasional free tickets to the Blue Jackets games. Rent one of Denison's Enterprise cars and check out the city with friends. With tons of places to eat and shop, you won't find yourself bored. Plus, our Career Center works to create partnerships and internships with companies and brands that call Columbus home, like JP Morgan Chase, Nationwide Children's Hospital, Battelle Institute, and Abbott Laboratories, to name a few. But let's come back to campus and to our point, literally, the highest point on campus. If you follow the red brick road leading through campus, it's actually called Chapel Walk, you'll end up at Swayze Chapel, probably the most iconic landmark when it comes to our home on the hill, and a view that holds a special place in our hearts. And we're not just being cheesy. Students and alumni share that they get the giddy, emotional feeling every time they return to campus and see Swayze for the first time. Denison was founded as a Baptist seminary, but today it's secular with various religious organizations on campus. We have a center for religious and spiritual life that supports these groups and creates avenues for students of different faiths to learn from one another. Swayze Chapel is now a space for community gatherings, like our annual academic convocation, plus speakers and arts performances. Denison's Veil series welcomes world-renowned musicians to the stage. Yo-Yo Ma has played here, and so has Bobby McFerrin, not to mention the amazing speakers who grace our campus, like Madeline Albright and Jeff Corwin. If you follow us on Instagram, you might have seen Steve Carell relive his days as a burpee at Denison. He got his comedy career started in Denison's own improv group. It is those student performance groups that really pack the house, and the community is always finding a reason to come together. This is only a glimpse at what makes Denison more than just another college campus. It's a beautiful campus, a place where you have access to city and small town life, a place that embraces the idea of community, a place full of people who challenge and support you through resources, friendships, and mentorship. We hope you find your way to Denison. You can use Swayze Chapel as your guiding light.